In this week's portfolio update, we're going to talk about Hyliion stock and whether I think it's a buy. So this is my portfolio. It is a mixture of growth stocks and dividend stocks and value stocks. I don't strictly adhere to one type of investing. My goal right now is just to make money. Right now I am participating in the Grow My Portfolio 2020 challenge, where my goal is to get my portfolio from where it is now to $25,000 by the end of the year, no matter what happens in the market. And as you can see, we are right about to hit that. If things go as well as they are, I'm probably going to hit that next week or the week after. So we're almost there. Anyways, let's go over the positions real quick, and I may talk a little bit how I feel about some of them as we go over them. Bank of America, we are down 1.24%. Cloudera, we are down 5.06%. You know, I'm glad I'm a long-term investor because, even though Cloudera has some pretty strong earnings when they had earnings, like, this stock has been taking a beating. I still think this is a drastic overcorrection of the stock price. We'll just see what happens. Cisco, I don't know. I just received dividends, so it won't show till tomorrow, but it's down. Trust me, it's down. Facebook, we are up 53.21%. Intel, up 6.08%. Realty, we are up 20.98%. Pfizer, up 10.98%. Qualcomm, up 61.78%. Revolve, up 44.77%. Sony, we are up 5.50%. AT&T, we are down 10.32%. I made several videos about AT&T and how I'm still bullish on them in the long run. However, my faith in AT&T is not unshakable. They're supposed to release earnings tomorrow, so I'm recording this on Wednesday. You'll be seeing this on Friday. If it drops down drastically, I'm going to try to get my shares up to 100. But after that, I'm not buying any more AT&T. I'm holding. Tapestry, we are up 51.83%. Tesla, I think they're reporting earnings right now. I'll have to check and see where they are. They're up 4.34%. And Uber, we are up 28.95%. That gives me a total equity of $24,827.26. So Hyliion, as you know, before we talk about Hyliion itself, we need to talk about Hyliion as we know it. Hyliion as we know it right now is a product of a merger between itself and an acquisition company called Tortoise. Tortoise is a blank check company, and their sole purpose was to merge with an existing private company. The idea is that the private company will now get a whole bunch of capital in order to forward their business and, drive revenue and all that stuff. Tortoise will get a cut of the revenue, and shareholders will get returns. It's a win-win-win situation as long as the acquired company does well. So Hyliion is another competitor in a whole renewable energy vehicle company. They're another company looking to achieve zero or negative emissions. And when I started looking at this company, I thought it would be another Nikola. Yeah, it had that vibe at first, but as I started looking into it, I became more and more intrigued. Let me show you. So this is Hyliion's website. Hyliion is focused on the semi industry. So it's taken a different approach to Tesla. So I know Tesla will eventually get into the whole semi-industry, but they're not there yet. Hyliion, just like Nikola, is taking a shot at the semi-industry first. Now what sets Hyliion apart from Nikola is that Hyliion is not creating entire semis. What they are creating and installing are powertrains. Now these two products, the hybrid powertrains, the hybrid diesel and the hybrid CNG, basically, Hyliion's renewable energy is natural gas. These hybrid powertrains are ready today, and we're going to go into more detail once we look at their investor overview. Hyliion is not creating semis. They are creating and installing the powertrains themselves into existing semis. And that's what got me curious. So that the businesses that they sell to, these businesses do not have to abandon their old assets. They don't have to throw away their old semis and buy new ones. They can use their existing semis, get retrofitted with the powertrains, and drive away. That is intriguing to me. The hybrid powertrains, like I said, these are right now. The Hypertruck ERX, this is supposed to be a fully fledged renewable energy powertrain. This is still in development. Again, we'll talk about this in the investor overview. And just like Tesla, they are also selling their own battery solutions. So their battery management system and battery packs themselves. Now, let me show you something real quick about their choice of renewable energy. So when I was looking at Nikola and I made my video on it, I took a note of the infrastructure because Nikola is targeting hydrogen as this renewable energy source. Hydrogen is really cool and all, except that there is very little infrastructure in the United States to support it. So if Nikola wanted to make it big and have their product grow, they would have to invest in infrastructure across the US that would support hydrogen. Hyliion is targeting renewable natural gas. That is all over the country. They have filling stations all over the country. So if we try to find out some more information about Hyliion on Fidelity or Yahoo, we're not going to get a whole lot of information. I mean, the company just went public, as we know it, in October, earlier this month. So we don't have a whole lot of information to go on here. There's no financials, there's no analysis. You will see on a stock chart, it go back to July, but I think that was when they were tortoise. So what we have to go on, other than this basic information here, right, they're trading at $22.55, is the news here, and an investor overview PDF that I found. So I had a difficult time finding it on a Hyliion website. Maybe there's a way that I just missed, but I found it by searching Hyliion investor overview PDF into Google, and that gave me this PDF here. So this PDF is their presentation that they gave to investors following their merger with Hyliion. This is basically all we have to go on, and I will warn you that a lot of these are estimates. So take everything we see here with a grain of salt. So right now the main products are the Hyliion Hybrid Electric, which is out today. You'll see that in a minute. And then the future is the Hypertruck ERX, which is their fully fledged renewable energy solution. That is slated to come into customer trials in 2021. Now there's one thing I want to stress here, and I know I keep bringing this up. This is like the third time, but this right here already separates them from Nikola. Nikola doesn't have a product to sell yet. Hyliion at least has a product that you can buy today, right now, if you wanted to. So that already gets me points over Nikola. And I'm not going to go over every single slide here. I'm just going to go over some tidbits that I found. I would highly encourage you, if you're looking at Hyliion, to get this PDF on your own and review it. Here you can see their claims that they reduced the total cost of ownership of the vehicle after it gets the powertrain from straight diesel, and then the Hypertruck ERX versus its competitors Tesla and Nikola. So according to these estimations, the Hypertruck ERX is supposed to save these companies a lot of money. Some more estimates. Again, this is from the company itself. They're using Tesla and Nikola as their competitors because who else will be their competitors, right? Apparently, renewable natural gas goes further than Nikola or Tesla. The payload capacity, the refuel or charge time. I mean, the thing with Tesla, the thing with electric vehicles, they're amazing and all, but they take a long time to recharge. With Nikola and the Hypertruck, I mean, renewable natural gas and hydrogen, according to what I read, they take a lot less longer to recharge. So that's a win for me. And if you look at the slide here, you can already see some demand. A company called Agility has pre-ordered 1,000 Hypertruck ERXs. According to the Agility overview, it is not a small company. And this slide is pretty much to show that Hyliion is already making friends. It's partnered with ANG, which is an American natural gas company. And there's actually a more recent story than this slide here. So not only did Hyliion partner with ANG, but ANG has also pre-ordered up to 250 Hypertruck ERXs. That's pretty cool. So we are already seeing some demand here, and that does give me hope for this company. This slide here shows the target customers that Hyliion is trying to partner with. Now, we haven't seen anything anything in the news as far as responses or demand from these customers, except for Agility. So that will be one thing I'm looking at when I determine whether I'm going to buy the stock or how much of the stock I'm going to buy. That is a factor, and is seeing some demand for this. Like, I think the product, I think their business model seems legit, but I am not a semi-truck expert, and I am not an expert in that field at all. So I would like to see some demand to sort of justify me buying the stock. This is their leadership team. Thomas Healy, from this bio, it seems legit. Like, I like the guy. I still need to investigate the CEO some more, watch some more interviews that taken place, see if I can find some news articles on him. The hybrid electric, now this is the vehicle that they have out right now. It's a vehicle that you can pick up today, and it has already made sales according to this overview. It already has customers. So this is the timeline that they're giving, and this is what we need to pay attention to as we invest in a stock and we watch the news. They're expected to have a fleet demo rollout of the Hypertruck ERX, the thing that's supposed to really make the money, by the end of Q2, start of Q3 2021. and they're supposed to commercialize it by the end of 2021. And then they're supposed to go into volume production, mass production in 2022. So this is the timeline that we need to watch for to, make sure that Hyliion is doing what it says it's going to do. And this right here is what I really want to show. So this is the path to market. This is how Hyliion expects this thing to work. So it targets these customers here. And let's say some of these customers say yes. They take their existing semi-trucks, so not new semi-trucks. They take them to some partners that Hyliion has partnered with, and these partners are going to install the Hyliion system, modify the system accordingly. And then these systems, so these trucks will roll in with normal diesel. They get retrofitted. They roll out with the Hypertruck ERX powertrain. Like I said, the customer does not have to buy new semis. That right there is, that business model seems very, very doable and achievable. And that saves customers from having to purchase like whole new assets and stuff. That sounds pretty good to me. So this is a financial overview of their estimations. Now I don't care about this too much because one, these are estimations, and two, this is from the point of view of the company itself, not analysts or any other third party, from the company itself. So I have to take these readings with a grain of salt. There is, they do promise profitability by 2022. So that, I'll hold them to that. One thing I am interested in is this commentary right here. A completely funded business plan. So they have, according to them, unless they're lying, they have all the capital that they need right now. Hyliion, it already has the capital need to achieve whatever it needs to do. Now it just has to do the damn thing. In case you haven't been able to tell, I really like this company. I think the business plan is very solid. It seems to be doing all the right things to achieve that business plan. I really like this company. I think that as long as this company can execute on what it set out to do, that it's going to make some pretty good money and over the long term. Now, that being said, a lot of what we know about the company is estimations. If we buy into Hyliion now, we're buying into a business plan. Now, that business plan is backed up with some ass. They do have a vehicle, and they have sold products. However, they haven't sold a lot yet. If you take a look at the 2020 estimation, they're expected to sell 20 units. So they haven't sold a lot. They sold a little bit, but we don't quite know how much they are until we start getting some quarterly earnings. So here comes the hard part. How do we value a company to which we know nothing about as far as their financials or anything like that? Like, how do we value this? So right now they're trading at $22.55, $22.55. There are a few things I want to see before I go in. One, so these target customers here, agility, we already see some interest in. I want to see some interest out of some of these other target customers. I want to see something from any one of these customers that say that, they're interested in pre-ordering or buying the vehicle. And then the second thing is, I like to see the price go below 20. Now, the price has been on a downward spiral since October. It's going from the 50s all the way down to 22.25. And I think that is very healthy for the stock. I would be worried if the stock started climbing. So I'm thinking $20, I'm interested. $15, I'm all in. I think $15 would be a good go-in price. So what do you guys think about Hyliion stock? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.